is just after Boxing Day. We're coming into New Year's Eve now, and it's quite frosty outside. I've had a couple of nights where it's been pretty cold, down to -1, -2. So I thought I'd show you what's going on inside, where it's warmer. And I'm going to show you my makeshift tropical growing box. But first of all, I'll show you what's growing in it. If you have a look inside, the first plant I'll grab out, I'll grab this one here. This is the epitome of all the tropical fruits that you'd want to be growing. And just to set yourself a challenge, this is a jackfruit. It's grown from seed, which I purchased at a local Asian store. And so I've planted this. I've got 4 of them in there. You can see it grows quite tall, quite quick, and the leaves now starting to come off there, but that does require a nice warm humid environment to be able to sprout and to grow. So I'll keep you updated on how the jackfruit grows. The next plants I'm going to show you also are these little seedlings here. There's been plenty of videos on YouTube about them, but these are dragon fruit seedlings. You can start to see, this is how they begin, but if you have a look closely, you can start to see the little bit starting to grow off here, which is the cactus, and that will start to grow off as it gets bigger and bigger and warmer in there. So there are the dragon fruit seedlings. There's a couple of pots in there of those. The next one I'm going to show you is this one here. This is a passion fruit vine. There's 3 of those. Again, they require a nice warm climate. They're not frost hardy. So if you grow one of these up against a south facing fence, you will need to cover it and protect it during winter. Take 2 to 3 years to get fruit from it, but I'll keep you updated on how that one grows. So that's the passion fruit. The next plant I can show you, there's quite a few of these at the back, and this is papaya. There's 4 in there. I've planted about 4 or 5 seeds per pot, and that way when they shoot up and grow, and when they get planted out, because of papaya will only produce fruit on a female, but you need a male to pollinate it. So we keep a few of the males, but we can't tell which one is which until they produce the flowers. So hence, if you grow 4 in a pot, you then cull them when you can tell which is which, and that way you get the right amount of male to female ratio of papaya plants. So that is papaya seedlings. There's a few of those. The next one I'm going to show you is probably down here. This is going to be the best plant in here, just because of how difficult it was to get hold of. This is a cinnamon plant, as in where the spice comes from, the bark. It's obviously not big enough to start stripping bark off this yet, but as it gets older, again, it's not frost tolerant, it's not really very cold tolerant either, so that needs to be protected through winter. But the leaves do actually take on a nice red color at the top. This has lost its red color at the top because there's a sunlight bulb in there, and they normally turn like a red color during the autumn as the sunlight starts to diminish. But because it has a grow light in there, it's got rid of that, and it's starting to grow again. So that is a cinnamon plant. The other plants that are down there are, there's a couple of pineapples, which there's plenty of videos on YouTube as to how to get them going. The most important thing is to keep them warm. They won't root if the room is below 16, 17 degrees. So they need to be somewhere warm, like in one of these boxes. So I'll quickly show you how I made it, because it's really simple and very easy to do. I literally went and bought a plastic box from a hardware store. It is clear, but you could buy a solid colour one because you put a grow light bulb in it anyway, so it doesn't need to be clear, although I've just got it clear because it's near a window and it gets a bit of extra light through it. There's sand in the bottom, sharp sand, because amongst the sand you run a heating cable, like a heat wire, and you can get those from garden stores. So that literally had a hole drilled into it, and the coil is run all the way around, zigzag around the bottom. That provides warmth from underneath, and the top has it's called a mini sun grow lamp screwed into it, so that sits from there, as you can see, mini sun, and that then grows and lights up everything inside here. I did put tin foil, just stick it to the underside just to help radiate some of that light. When you're getting a grow light bulb, I got that from eBay. When you're getting a grow light bulb, you want to make sure, if I can show you, that if you can read on the side there, it says 6,500K. You need to make sure that the bulb is above the 5,000K mark. I have no idea what the K particularly stands for, but it's something to do with the sun radiation color range, which is needed for being able to grow greenery. And in order, most house bulbs are below the 5,000, so they're no good for growing. But if you want to grow stuff, you need to get a bulb that's above that. So if you literally just search grow bulb, I think that was 10 quid online, that has a cable and that just plugs straight in, and that's really easy as a cheap way to get your vegetation growing, and that stops things becoming leggy and looking a bit insipid. So that is the cheap grow box, and what to do. The pieces of wood on the side just help raise up the height of it and allow a little bit of ventilation, because it can get quite warm and humid in here. And that is it. That is my tropical grow box to be able to grow really whatever you want. And I'll keep you updated on how these plants go. Take care. Bye.
Ever since a dream